Hey everybody, EB's back, and today I'm going to give you the rundown on the G.I. Joe reveals from PulseCon 2020. Well, 2020 is the year of the COVIDs, and because of that, there's pretty much no conventions going on, so everything's online and streaming and kind of lame, but it's really cool that they're still doing it because everybody wants a little bit of normalcy. So Hasbro has their own thing called PulseCon 2020, and it started Friday, which was yesterday. Today's Saturday, just so you know, because I'm recording it on a Saturday. And it's a 2-day event, and today is the second day. There was some Star Wars stuff, amongst other things, revealed yesterday, but mainly I'm here to talk about G.I. Joe. And they started the event today with some G.I. Joe reveals. And they talked about the classified series and the retro line, which I haven't even seen the retro line yet, but I'm looking forward to that. That's the 3.75 figures. I have a bunch of classified stuff. You can see it behind me. I got some more in the corner. Actually got one right here. But with the classified stuff, that seems to be their big push. That's at all retailers, or a lot of the retailers, online places as well. The retro stuff is just at Walmart, at least at this point. Man, I hope they release it other places. But anyway, they started out with the classified series releases, which is pretty sweet. They didn't really say when they were coming out. I kind of assume 2021, just because we're pretty close to the end of the year now. And they've already had, 2 releases plus the Cobra Island Target exclusive stuff. So I can almost guarantee it's going to be not till like maybe March of next year. So anyway, they released information on 4 figures. The first one was Zartan. And Zartan is pretty sweet. He still has his tummy shirt, which is kind of funny because it's really weird that he had that in the cartoon back in the day, but he still has it now on his classified series. He comes with his extra face and some other accessories. He looks pretty sweet. They did say that he is the first classified series figure that is not going to have the pinned appendages. So I believe that means it's going to be hidden elbow joints and hidden knee joints. Hopefully we can see that on the pictures that I'm going to show, but I couldn't really tell from when I was just watching the live stream. So that is pretty cool because I really don't like the knee joints the way they are now. You kind of take what you can get. They're not super noticeable when the knees are straight, but when they're bent, they look very odd. But it is just the nature of the beast if you want something that's in that size and something that can articulate as well as it does. The next release was something that eBay scalpers were probably super depressed about because, well, if you've been looking for this figure, the Cobra Trooper, you've probably been frustrated for many months. Well, the fan speculation has come true, and the Cobra infantry is going to be released, and that is basically the exact same figure as what I'm holding in my hand, except some slight paint differences on the figure, and it looks like some different accessories. Well, if you tune into eBay right now, I'm sure you can see the prices on the Cobra Trooper figure just plummeting because all of the scalpers now realize that they really don't have something that's super exclusive or super special. So don't pay more than $20 unless you have to be a completionist. But man, that is awesome news that the Cobra infantry is coming out because everybody wants to army build, and now you can, and you don't have to go broke. So that's great. The next reveal after that was Firefly, which kind of everybody saw coming. I mean, if you didn't, sorry. But once you saw Beachhead, you kind of figured that Firefly was going to be used off the same mold. But ironically, it's not using the same head sculpt. I totally thought it was going to be the same. It is slightly different. He is pretty sweet looking. Actually, all of them are pretty sweet looking. So I'll be picking up every single one of them. The Firefly figure has some pretty cool modernized accessories that came with him, that such as a drone, which, man, back in the 80s and early 90s, if you would have said drone that flies around, no one would have known what you were talking about, and you probably would have been put in the loony bin. But he comes with a drone because that's a modern thing. He has a really good sculpt to him from the pictures. The idea that he's the same figure as Beachhead is not accurate, which is great because I just didn't want to copy and paste. Nobody does. And that one was pretty cool. And then the next and final release was the Cobra Viper. And I tell you what, that of the four is my favorite of all of them. And I don't really know why, except that I feel like they put a lot of good options on the paint deco, and it looks pretty BA. I'll be picking up several of these, assuming I can find them. I hope it's not like a Red Ninja situation where they only put one in a case, but I guess we'll find out later. The Cobra Viper is pretty cool. He has some great accessories that you can see in these pictures here, and he has some great color deco to him, as I kind of already mentioned, and man, that was a great one. I guess Zartan technically isn't Cobra, but it was kind of interesting to me that all four releases are bad guys. They're not all Cobras, but they're pretty much all Cobras. You know, they're just bad guys. And I'm okay with that because, you know, I like bad guys. And it kind of evens them out a little bit. We had a lot of Joe heavy on the first and second release, so... Well, actually, not the second release, but the first release was pretty Joe heavy. And I'm just happy that they're coming out with more figures. I hope this goes along for many years, and they come out with pretty much everybody like back in the day. The next thing they went on to was the retro line, which those are the 3.5-inch series. They have Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. Who else was there in the first release? Baroness. I think that was it for main characters. Then they had 2 vehicles. I have all those pre-ordered on Walmart. I hope they survive. I'm really concerned because I bought 2 of each. I want to open one and then put one on the pegboard. And same with the figures. Excuse me, same with the vehicles. I want to open one and then put one of the vehicles on the shelf too. Those are more the classic line and more of what I'm familiar with. And I have a few on the shelf over here of some ones from the early 2000s. I sadly couldn't find my 1980s and early 90s figures when I looked for them, but some of these were kind of spoiled online not that long ago. If you follow His Tank, they had an article about what theoretically was going to be the next retro line, and they were accurate. We have Roadblock, Scarlet, and Destro. Nothing bad about that. It's just kind of disappointing when you already know, and there's supposed to be some big deal online. Stay tuned for more. Well, I already knew, so it wasn't a big deal to me. They do look great. Roadblock is very colorful. His accessories seem to be pretty sweet. Scarlet is very similar to her classic figure. And then Destro is Destro, and who can't get a Destro? So the other nice thing was they have another vehicle that was released, and I didn't see anything about this online, and it's the Cobra Fang, which is the helicopter, and that comes with an exclusive figure as well too. So I'll be picking up that. They did say that the pre-orders will be on Walmart later today, which means that they'll sell out in 4 or 5 seconds, but after that you'll be able to use BrickSeek and another website to find them. And like my Pop Finder video, I'll post a couple of videos, or at least one, of how to help you find stuff on Walmart as well, so stay tuned for that. But it is pretty cool that both lines are continuing, and I'm pretty excited. I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. Man, I had so many Joes back in the day, and I played with them all the time, and it was a big part of my life. So I'm pretty stoked that they're coming out with some new figures in the Classified series and some retro figures as well. So, well, that's pretty much it for PulseCon 2020 G.I. Joe. So, hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave some comments below. And take it easy.